Welcome everyone to the U.S. Open 10-ball championships being held at Griff's Billiards in Las Vegas, Nevada. This is day 2 of the championships. We are down to 8 on the winner.
Tyler Styer.
Yeah, 24-year-old Tyler Styer against a 27-year-old James Aranas. James is the 5th seed. 16 players were seeded. This will be a race to 9.
Okay, now he's looking to shoot at a piece of the one and maybe run the cue ball. Something like that.
Oh, he shot right at it. He can make the ball. Wow.
Oh, great shot.
And he's gonna get rewarded here. He's coming on that 2-ball real nice.
Yeah. It's a funny shot that sometimes if you miss it to the hole, you may catch the point coming back. Can't worry about that corner. If it scratches, it scratches. Yeah. But he's got to get past the 9.
Oh, he cut the rail real nice there.
Yeah.
Speed. Yeah. A lot of times. One of the things you see on your screen is the player's Fargo rate. James is at 805. And again, I said he was the 5th seed of the 16 players that were seeded by Fargo. And a couple mistakes, alternate break format. I think you can throw Fargo right out the windows. We saw last week or 10 days ago at the Predator World Open, at the Diamond Las Vegas tour. So.
James has had a lot of wins, not quite the big titles he wants just yet, but 2 guys that are definitely well on their way.
Yep. And they'll show you why right here today.
Wisconsin, where he's from, but did reside here in Vegas and played a lot of pool here at Griff's. So he's going to be comfortable in that situation. But you can see how he uses length to move the cue ball a lot more than a bunch of speed.
Looks like he's playing with one of our sponsors, Predator Revos.
Predator World 10 ball, and you know, he'll tell you probably let one get away there, and just a few shots that you might have. But we talked about his break, and now what looks like he's going to clean up here on the 9 and 10 and kind of steal the opening break away from James and get to break the balls in game 2. Now I think, if I'm correct, that not all of them, but most of these guys playing here at noon have played a 10 o'clock match this morning as well. And
the first game, so he's breaking.
Well, still he did with a great out, really. It wasn't like tic-tac-toe. An unbelievable shot on the 1. Great shot on the 2. Stayed in line from there. And this is that break I was talking about. Yeah. Have you seen anybody get enough energy on far the extension through the cue ball is? Now he's got to flirt a little bit here with the 4-5, I think. He's cutting the 1 in the side.
Holding it up, though.
Oh, he hit it thick. That's going to be upsetting.
And you got on the 2-ball.
It was thin on the 1, but usually when the players decide to shoot at something, you don't want to bet against them, huh, George?
Not these 2 guys.
No, just.
That's a strong field anywhere you go. I mean, we had the World 10-ball 10 days ago.
Knock the 4 open near the 9 or to where it passes the 9. Yeah, that's what he's going to play. Kind of a layup carom shot in the side pocket. Skid in last night's to end last night's match with Skyler, and we talked about that.
Did you ask him about that?
No, no, too much about it. I don't think it's a continual problem, but what I was getting at is we had opinions on why skids happen. Well, we both the player's fault, and I kind of think the same thing when it comes to miscue. I really usually think it's some type of mistake on the.
I'm sure if you watch it in slow-mo, watch him in slow-mo, there's some movement prior to delivering the cue.
Yeah. Two nothing. You can't expect it to go 1-1, 2-2, and all that. Sometimes, you know, more often than not, it's going to be a 3-1 lead or a 4-1 lead, even though it's a race to 8. Oh, what an awful kiss on the cue ball here. So to start out, high noon hasn't treated James Aranas too.
So he went game after game, and that was the final match last night between Sky Woodward and Marco Tucher. On a 7-game run there
that's
with
right.
Kobayashi and Ruslan.
And then Darren
Appleton
yeah.
had a run to 6. So, but normally these games.
There was some separation between the two players as far as their Fargo rating, so we kind of expected maybe some runs there. But when you get two evenly matched guys,
they go back.
Position play, so he couldn't stay to the left side of the 7 and cut the 5 and draw over to the rail and back over. So it kind of depends. Doesn't want to fall too flat here, though, especially near the. A little more full on it, and didn't like it. So now he's got to kind of dead roll his ball in. But this is where technique and practice really pays off.
It's
really Tyler under pressure. Again, his technique really kind of helps him through everything, meaning there shouldn't be many worries. Stay full with the stroke. Pocket becomes really nice and big. See, it's just nice slide. So good, and your timing's so good, it really opens the pocket. So you have a lot more room for error. Okay, that one's not going to check probably exactly how he wanted, but he's okay.
Looks like he's coming back for the 10 instead of going to the head rail.
Yeah, he's just going to float over. And really on the slick felt, sometimes that's better, especially when you're close, because it's so easy to draw and you don't feel like it's going to get away from you.
And if you follow that ball, you do have to keep in mind.
Plays really nice. And the only place I played with it here is here at Grips.
It's the only place I've seen it.
Yeah. But it plays nice. Now the one got a real nice kick into position because the cue ball got pinned to the back rail. But, man, you can see the two. At least give him options. You really want to stick to the corners here if you can, though. He may have gotten a little straight. Yeah, I think he could slide over, and this is the important shot, just so he gets good on the 4 to get to the 5.
Yeah, he's going to play this.
Oh, he did great.
Yeah. That 4 to 5.
Yeah,
like you just mentioned, just bring it straight back to the rail
to get heavy on the 4. I think just like there.
And he did. Dennis Hatch trailing Cheng Chu Liu 1-2, and still a 10 a.m. match. You have Max Eberly and Brandon Schuff tied at 8, and a great draw shot by.
It was going to get back there. You have to learn to trust the rollout of the ball, which is an important thing these days with the fast felts we play on, which makes the game a lot easier.
And there again, a good exhibition of trusting where the cue ball is rolling.
Yeah.
He wasn't concerned about rolling behind the 7.
No, and once you, like I said, it's almost like when you practice, you got to remind yourself, I'm going to trust. Now he got a little straight here to where he can't go the rail and get a little closer, I don't think so. Well, now we talk about games not being able to be swapped all the times, and there's going to be 2-3 game leads. But now at 4-0 and James breaking it. It's a pretty much
usually be down 6-0.
Yeah, you expect the way Tyler breaks not to have a dry break and probably to make multiple balls and have a good chance to. Kiribayashi?
I forgot his last name.
Yeah, it's something Biashi, but like Kiribayashi or Kiribayashi. So, all right, perfect speed there. Cue ball dead center of the table. He's going to get a shot, but does the 3 pass? It's the 7. You might, to try and contain the 3, you may try and play to where. So the 3, he probably needs a bump off the 10, a friendly bump off the 10 after the combo goes down. Okay, so we'll see.
Oh, how'd that work out?
It was kind of nice that the 3 didn't contact the 10 coming across. Oh, okay, it looked like he caught it full at first. He's going to need some help here. Can he cut this, really?
Looks like it.
Okay. He's going to leave a kick.
No.
He's going to leave a, well, no. So you're not going to blast this, but you're not going to baby it. Just right in the middle.
Just like that.
Yeah. Oh. Over Chris McDaniel. Dennis Hatch trailing Lou 3-1. That young kid surely can play. We still and Appleton with Matkinen up 2-1. Chinahoff out to a quick lead at 4-2 over Koch.
These are all matches on the one-loss side. So 8 of these guys won't be with us at our 2 p.m. when all the matches coming up for you guys as he runs these balls out. You're going to have Shane Van Boning versus Marco Tucher, Corey Duell versus Torsten Homan, Danny Olson versus Jeffrey DeLuna, Dennis Urcollo versus Kevin Chang. So you got some great matches coming up at 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
Good fundamentals, and he plays all games.
Yeah, and he's, I think he's developing more of a killer instinct now. He's been out with a lot of the top players and saying nothing wrong with being a nice guy, but you got to have a little bit of alpha in there, I think, to really become the player you want to. James got up like he's gonna get a referee. And that's just we are playing all ball fouls, but I know Tyler, if he fouled, he would definitely give up the cue ball. But nothing wrong with being sure. And this is a big shot in this match, because if he gains position on this 2, even though I think it's a little tight going by the 9, it does go. If he gains position here. Oh, he went for the side. Okay, that tells you how tight.
Yeah, tight or, yes.
And really a nice. Just go maybe 12, 15 inches past the 3 and be just fine. And one good thing that you use the cue stick and a longer stroke, it's real easy to pinch the ball.
It's pretty straight here.
I think it's worth just use your talent just to go past the 9. Yeah, no reason not to do that.
All just laid perfect.
Yeah, there's bigger challenges in this game than that one. That's for sure.
Probably going to play that in the same pocket.
And
Does he
again,
go 3 here or 2?
3, but again, this is really trusting the rollout of the ball. And that one's going to go a little bit now.
Yeah, he's got some stuff on it, so.
But that's okay. He's all right. You're going to have a lot of these through the tournaments and through the matches.
Well, you've got to get the ball out in the middle of the table, and when you're doing that, you can roll past it very easy. Just as easy as you can stay on the rail, too.
Yeah, and you can shooting from above the ball is a little more standard. And now 5-1. Quick.
And Mason Coach at 4.
Oh, that's
Hatch
a perfect
Lou,
break.
2-3.
Another little Bit of a kiss on that. What's the 2 going to do? That's very important. They got to. If he goes below, there's not really many pockets. Yeah,
no.
so I think it's just a 1 rail over. And he hit it
He's
great.
hitting great. I mean, this is
really shows you.
exactly, as long as he comes off that side rail and comes towards the 8 just a little. Just like that. Look how nice he hit this ball.
Yeah. Well, another guy that his fundamentals a lot.
And again, he does play with a southwest cue there.
Okay.
And he played that cue ball well.
On the side, I believe, with the 7 pretty handy and near the 5. No reason to move the cue ball too much.
That's
7 is the main thing. You don't need a whole lot of angle. Just, yeah, there you go. He can come back.
and play the 8 ball in the lower corner.
Still okay, though. He'll play off of 2 cushions here. Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah, steal him away somehow.
The way Tyler breaks, it seems like it's going to require some type of mistake for James. The opening out on the 1 to the 2, the 2 to the 3. And that was a great run. So, of course, we talked about the timing, but watch the extension through the cue ball with the cue stick all the way pretty much to the side pocket.
Yep.
Real close to it.
Real close to it, all the way down.
And watch how much he gets on the 1 ball. His 1 ball goes all the way up and all the way back now. It's got to be pretty controlled. Okay, is this going to offer enough angle?
Yep. Back forward a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Up and to the bottom is super dangerous now. If the 8 and the 6 were 8 and the 7 weren't there, that's makes it a little bit of a different story. But with the 8 and the 7 being there, it's pretty hard to think you're. A little heavier on the 5 than what you might think. So that's going to get. See, he's got to throw the 6 back, I think, and this 9 ball. But this is, if you have to throw this ball back, the 9 will go into the side rail. Oh, he had it easy. Just take the safety, and nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's another one of those scenarios we talked about yesterday.
Towards the 10.
Right. These players, they're very successful with this type of kick generally. He's going to need a little fortune here, and I'm not so sure
he's going to find it.
Yeah, he is.
He's going to find it.
Well, I can see now that Max Eberle did go on to win that match, Hill. Needs that to bounce.
He's been playing well. He's been playing very well. Opening for James Aranas.
Yeah, and an opportunity to get one of those service breaks back.
Pretty good. Pretty easily.
Our TV table's got some life to it, George.
It did. I thought he was going to come straight across,
yeah.
and he went up past it and pretty much got straight in.
Well, he's not fighting it, right?
Yep.
If it's earlier, and we saw just a few weeks ago that we saw some matches that started off one-sided, and for whatever reasons. A lot of times it was just opportunities. And these guys take. I think that's okay. Just one rail right at the 3. Okay, he played it with inside. Okay, and he played it with. It's now leading Lou 5-4 after trailing early. Woodward and Eberle about to get started. Thorpe now again up 7-4, and Makinen up 4-2 over. He's worried about not just getting position on the 4, but getting to that 5 with the 7 being there. So he's going to move the cue ball a little more here. Now he's got to stay off the rail. He's going to go one rail between the 8-10, I believe.
I guess that ball goes.
Yeah.
Straight across. He had enough angle.
Yeah. If Tyler was to go on and break and run or just win on his case, usually there's an opportunity that arises.
And even with the break as powerful as his, you know, something can go wrong with the break.
Yeah. Whenever you break
Sure.
it, don't get a shot.
Some of those intangibles that we have in pool come up and bite you sometimes.
Yeah.
James able to close that out. And now of each matchup. So that's going to be one of the either new things that Fargo just did, or I know it's going to be available on their app.
Okay, the one's going to open up for the corner, and it's pretty much.
Well, it did it again. It came back down, but just look at this. He stops this ball here for the 3. It's a stop shot for the 4.
He's
Stop
rolling
shot
it,
for
though.
the 5. So he's coming down.
Oh, great shot.
Okay.
Great shot. And they
Well,
just. Ball on the good side of the 5. That's what he'll do. And that looks like what the case is. That's perfect. Again, it's not about getting close to the 8. It's about keeping the line on the cue ball. He's going to be going towards the 8 already. Well, I prefer this because if you always look at that 2-rail angle on the slick table, which we all like, you have to put a little something on the cue ball to get it going.
picks up speed. Good point. You know, I keep saying that a lot when you're doing commentary. Good point. Good point.
Well, it's just
Because you make great points.
well, it's a matter of, I guess, remembering all those mistakes.
To the ball. Well, here we go with the break. Trailing 4-6.
And he broke dry the first game and then had an awful kiss the second time he broke the balls.
It's not
But
dry.
has really broke the balls well ever since. And he should just probably float one rail. He could go 2 if he wanted. Okay, and the problem with this is if
Speed.
it gets going on you. Yeah. He's
did-
okay,
He's
though.
perfect, yeah. Get it to the diamond, just get about 4 inches off.
The middle is definitely where you want.
And he's done it exactly.
Yeah, perfect.
Picture perfect.
Yeah, really nice. He's got a
He's gonna
choice
come
here,
straight
though.
down.
On speed, at least. Yeah, he played above the 10. I like that myself. It's the more guarantee. You let your stroke out a little bit. Now, the one thing he's got to pay attention is, hey, just make sure you're not missing the 4, trying to hold position on something that's tough. Okay, now the one you don't want to get is real heavy to go. So you may have to shoot the 6 from a little thin position and go up and down on that. So perfect, actually. Oh, that's a nice shot.
He's held his break.
Gotta have good speed here, though. This is fairly thin. That's why you saw him use
Back
2
and
rails.
forth, yeah.
And again, don't fight it, right?
I like going 2 rails
Yeah,
on
don't
it instead of
fight
having
it.
to come down to it, because you overrun or
Or make
play
one of
that.
them little funny cutbacks.
Exactly, exactly. We'll have one on the stream table for you. Watch this big break.
Well, he missed the ball on the side.
Of
course, the 4-railer.
Got both 4-railers.
Got the 1 ball.
Got the 2 and the 3 in the corners. Got the 1 in the side.
I think he has a carom on the 5 as well. The 4 bounce a little more. That could help you. Okay, got past the 9, but he played with a hair more speed, so the 4. That's okay. At least give yourself that chance. Oh, that's 2 in the side that he's caught thick. A 5 ball, or no, excuse me, a 1.
Tyler's going to remember that shot. Because it might be a...
When Tyler gets the opportunity, he should take one probably. Regroup a little bit. Whichever he chooses. Just a few inches.
Line up for this 10 ball, and we'll be all tied at 6. Well, Tyler Styer, after leading 4-0, finds himself in a in a match.
Oh, yeah.
Chris gave him all he could handle there.
That's pretty typical with Chris. He's going to let you know he's there. I mean, he'll make a mistake here and there that you. Oh my! Look at this
that kiss.
Wow.
That's cold. Cold.
Wow, he
should have.
It's like the first one. Playing, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, they were within 4 Fargo points. Gives you an idea of the field.
Play.
I actually like him going over to the rail and playing the 5 ball in the lower left-hand corner.
Well, I don't think he'll move it that far. The table, I like drawing by the 10 to the left side. Kind of slowly draw 2 rails out. Okay, he went with the highway,
right.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Just inside English.
And Skylar Woodward now leads Max Eberly 4-1.
And again, that.
And he does it, like you said, he hits his lines, so. Yeah, he went up and down. It's a big game for Styer. We have matches at 2, 4, and 6, and then a same lineup for tomorrow.
Okay, missed the ones in the sides, but the 4-railers really stood true to form here. Speed on the cue ball's got to be nice. You don't want to get elevated over the 6 going back and forth, or obviously behind the 6 going back and forth. Okay. Took the 6 kind of out of the equation.
Watching your opponent just methodically run right through your demise.
Yeah, now. Oh, he's following past the 5. So that must be very available, meaning there's no scratch or anything. That's why he's shooting it in the side.
Okay.
Otherwise, he'd have to shoot the 6 with a little more angle. He wants that to go a piece. Okay.
Got to get on this 7.
Got perfect. Really nice. Used every bit of the pocket to help.
What you asked, but he might be going past it.
Yeah, he's going past
Yeah.
it. And there's so many options on the 9. That's why on the 8.
Probably play the 8 and 9 in the same pocket.
Oh my.
Oh, hello. And those are the ones that just really stay with you when you miss shots like that.
Yeah, and it's.
He's digging in. He's digging it, so he's trying to avoid it, I think. No, he just went in and bumped
And
it.
that's what I was talking about, having to end up with a bank.
Jump shots. Yeah, there's a corner up on the right hand side there that.
Oh, he hit it too thick.
Oh my, there you go.
Yeah. So.
And see, there's the corner up there too.
Yeah. Stroke.
He's using a touch of inside. So.
Just a nice medium. He won't hit it 100 miles an hour, I don't think. Well, he may get a little roll here. I don't know where the 10's going to end up or not.
It's going to come up.
It's going to come up. Oh. For him here, he would be happy, but
ecstatic. He's not.
Okay, so 7-7. Had some unfortunate kisses, really has broke the ball as well, and he did have a dry break in his opening smash of the balls, but okay, and just as you talk about it, the dry break, Jeremy, and it happens again. 2 rails in between the 2-8 back down somehow like that. Oh, that's a nice shot there because that wasn't easy.
Good line. But
that's a nice shot there. Trying to get. I think he's going to have an angle though. Oh man!
I was going to say he's going. Like he's banking it there.
Oh, maybe
rails.
2 rails.
Yeah, 2 rails
Yeah,
right
that
into
might
it.
work. Yeah. Oh,
Missed the entire ball.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. It'll be his turn at the table.
That's right. He's coming to break, so
Yeah.
he'll be able to call it. Would that be a?
That you think to yourself, oh, I need a timeout. I just made a mistake. It's just a matter of kind of like the way things were changing in the match.
Right.
You're not giving up either, meaning when you take that time out, you're doing it for a as far as that timeout is, this is where I may for sure take it. Get out right here, go regroup to try and end this.
And I can guarantee that's not something that's going to happen very often. We just saw that missed 8-ball by.
He looked a little uncertain.
He did. He did. I guess he tried to get perfect on that ball instead. Right back, and Tyler had a shot at the 10.
Yeah, and the way Tyler breaks, he may break well enough to where.
Look at this break on the cue ball.
Oh, now and he's going to get. So not a whole lot to worry about. Just don't baby it. Oh, nice shot. Okay, got that one down. An angle either way is fine. You can go around the 7. Okay, looks like he's getting a little flat to where shouldn't be a problem. All these pros will tell you no matter what would happen from a situation like this, they're supposed to be able to handle it. Even though it's not too far down on the end rail or anything, so he can cut the 7 after making the 6 from a lot of positions.
And doesn't.
Oh, you got to put steam on it, right? And it can get away from you. That's why the high end side on this type of table is so much better in that situation, because you're never ever.
Perfect, because right there is actually for myself and for probably a lot of other players, my speed. It's right in the middle.
Yeah.
Right in the middle. Inside, or do I 2-rail, come out of there with a little juice?
Well, James Aranas has conceded.
And Tyler goes ahead to win that 9-7.
Yeah. Oh, so
Big
we lost.
win for him.
Yeah,
Big
we lost
win for
James for the 10 ball, but he'll be back for the 8 ball, and we'll be back at 2 o'clock for a winter side match.
And this is Jeremy Jones. This is George Tage and Jeremy Jones signing out for till 2 o'clock. See you soon. Bye.